Hello, welcome back to the beautiful Xiangqi channel. Different theories exist about the origin of Xiangqi. One of them states that during Western Han Dynasty, a general named Han Xin created a very early version of Xiangqi as a way of entertainment for his soldiers and also as a form of training on the game board during a difficult winter. In 196 BC, after the death of Han Xin, his advisor Kuai Che was captured and brought to the emperor Gaozu, who questioned why he had urged Han Xin to rebel against him. This smart advisor of Han Xin subtly explained that it was a period when Qin's discipline deteriorated and his law system crumbled. Thus, the 6 states to the east of the mountain were in unrest, and popular revolts broke out. Many vassals and men holding armies stood up to fight. Furthermore, he continued his reply to the emperor. Qin had lost his power of control over the empire and chased by men from all over the world. Therefore, those with great intelligence and moving fast shall be the first to claim the throne. According to the account in the records of the grand historian, Kuai Che was released by the emperor in the end. It is worth mentioning that, in the statement of Kuai Che, he used the metaphor of a lost deer as Qin's falling control of the empire. This deer becomes the prize wanted by all the fighting men. When starting a game with an opposite direction cannon's opening, there is always a fierce combat over the central file. In the game we'll be sharing today, the fifth game of the Adverse Cannon moves, Red developed two upright horses against Black's edge horse formation, applied the sacrifice and exchange tactics, and took over the highland on the central file. With the two swooping chariots, Red broke through Black's central file and won the game in the end. This game did not have a name originally, and I named it Chasing the Deer in the Midland, based on the focus of the fight in the game. Red moves first. The first move, Red Cannon 8 traverses to file 5, Black Cannon 8 traverses to file 5. The second move, Red Horse 8 jumps to file 7, Black Horse 2 jumps to file 1. Red deploys an upright horse. If Black does the same, Red will have potential moves of advancing 8-file chariot towards Black's pawn rank, taking the pawn, inhibiting the horse, and suppressing Black's right flank. Black will not be too happy with that situation and therefore develops edge horse to avoid the aforementioned potential weakness, but this results in a correspondingly weak defense in the fight of the central file later on. The third move, Red Chariot 9 traverses to file 8, Black Cannon 2 traverses to file 4. The fourth move, Red Chariot 8 advances by 8 points, Black Horse 8 jumps to file 7. Red's filed chariot directly invades and occupies Black's throat rank, which is a move of rapid attack. Black promptly traverses his cannon to file 4, then develops upright horse on the left, setting up a fairly common and stable defense formation on his deployment rank. The fifth move, Red Pawn 3 advances by 1 point, Black Chariot 9 traverses to file 8. The sixth move, Red Horse 2 jumps to file 3, Black Chariot 8 advances by 6 points. Here, Red develops two upright horses. The defense is relatively solid on the central file, and the right horse will be able to jump onto the riverbank rank to attack. In the meantime, as Black's right flank is being hindered, the left chariot is pushed to cross the river towards Red's pawn rank, intending to restrict Red's attack by putting pressure on Red's right flank. The seventh move, Red Chariot 1 traverses to file 2, Black Chariot 8 traverses to file 7. Black Chariot moves sidewards to suppress the horse, exploiting the situation of Red's third file horse being unrooted. But this is at the cost of giving up the control over Red's second file chariot and cannon, allowing red to implement rapid attacks through the tactic of sacrifice with the chariot and the cannon. The eighth move, red cannon 2 advances by 7 points, black horse 7 retreats to file 8. The ninth move, red chariot 2 advances by 9 points, black chariot 7 advances by 1 point. Red seizes the opportunity of exchanging a horse and cannon for black 7th file horse. In this move, red suffered a similarly pointless loss of a cannon, if we only consider the exchange of the pieces. However, red has actually exchanged for black 7th file horse, the single piece that safeguarded the central pawn, resulting in a possible rapid attack on black central file. Let's analyze the position at this point. Red's 2 chariots and central cannon are now at ideal positions, and it retains an advantage for further attacks, meaning that the trading of the pieces in order to shift from defensive to offensive worked well. The 10th move, red cannon 5 advances by 4 points, black divisor 4 advances to file 5. The 11th move, red chariot 2 traverses to file 3, black chariot 7 traverses to file 6. Red captured the pawn and took control over the central file. 2 chariots are very close to black's palace, which has limited defense. At this position, red can choose to take the advisor, thus creating a double chariot checkmate after traversing the 3rd file chariot to file 4. Black cannot take the 7th file horse, but traverses the chariot to file 6, protecting the rib file and the advisor, keeping the palace safe from its left-hand side. The 12th move, red chariot 8 traverses to file 5, black general 5 traverses to file 4. The 13th move, red chariot 5 advances by 1 point, black general 4 advances by 1 point. The 14th move, red chariot 5 retreats by 2 points, black chariot 1 traverses to file 2. With support from the central cannon, red's chariots have undermined black's defense on the central file, which is now almost fallen. The war of chasing the deer in the central land becomes a duet of the red's 2 galloping chariots. The 15th move, red chariot 3 retreats by 1 point, black general 4 retreats by 1 point. The 16th move, red chariot 5 traverses to file 6, black general 4 traverses to file 5. The 17th move, red chariot 6 advances by 1 point. By now, red's cannon here, which is called an exposed cannon, meaning there are no pieces between the cannon and the opposing general, is firmly entrenching on the central file, with the 2 chariots mounted near black's palace on black's throat rank. Black has no way to resolve red's next checkmate move of traversing chariot 3 to file 5. Red wins. There's a saying that everything's like games of chess. Xiangqi is a simulation of warfares, and the laws of Xiangqi are inspired by the laws of war, as stated in a chapter on the weak points and strong in the art of war by Sun Tzu. Launch attacks on the enemy at where it is undefended to make sure that the target can be taken down successfully. Let's rewind to the 8th move, where red sacrificed the cannon in exchange for black's horse. In the light of the power of pieces, it does not seem to be a good bargain, but this tactic resulted in black central pawn losing its defense, and thereby red central cannon would be able to lock down black central file, forming an iron bolt formation. The area of the bottom rank and throat rank became an undefended place. And this is what we just mentioned. To ensure a successful defeat of the enemy, attack where it is undefended. Let's summarize the learnings from the game. The central file is a prize to fight for in an opposite direction cannon formation. Sacrificing the cannon in order to break through the stronghold was a very well thought out strategy. When the iron bolt formation evolves into a central exposed cannon, the war of chasing the deer in the central land is won as if there were no opponents in the competition. Both in opposite direction cannons and same direction cannons openings, the fierce battle in the central file is a basic characteristic. The author intentionally composed 3 symmetric games among the 5 in the adverse cannon moves to reveal the profound correlation between the art of Xiangqi and the theory of pervading yin and yang in the Taoist philosophy. The author did not equate Xiangqi to philosophical thinking, however, but explored Xiangqi as an art of thoughts. I hope that beginner players have gained concrete understandings about Xiangqi tactical compositions such as sacrificing pieces to construct attack formation, sacrificing pieces to gain initiative, coordinating pieces, and so on. For thousands of years, Xiangqi artists had inherited from their predecessors and enlightened future generations with their own creative ideas, progressively diversifying the theories of Xiangqi, including openings and strategies, tactics in the middle game, and more. The important role of this Invincible Xiangqi manual as a textbook for Xiangqi beginners is now even more unmistakable. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Bye for now and see you in the next chapter.